Who's going to take the great leap forward this year? Candidates would be Jordan Brooks.
That was my pick, Jordan Brooks.
Yeah.
It's going to be his show now. He had 35 tackles last year. I think he's going to bump up to around 70, 80 tackles. I mean, when you think about this Seahawk defense over the past couple of years, it's been Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright. Don't look like KJ Wright's going to show up anytime soon. So it's on Jordan Brooks. And he has a knack, man. When he identifies a football play, he shoots that gap and flies in there like a missile and tries to blow dudes up. I think that's what this defense has been missing at the LB spot. Bobby's still Bobby, one of the best in the game, but he's just a smarter, savvy veteran now. He's like, look, man, young fella, go make those plays. I'll scrape the line and make this tackle here. You go be the missile. Jordan Brooks, man, I really believe that he's going to take a great leap forward this year. We're going to see more Jordan Brooks jerseys in the stands.
Definitely heard his name getting chanted a lot. That would have probably been my answer. I'm going to go a little unconventional here, and I'm going to look at two different guys, and it's mainly based off of just having been there for a couple of days. And I don't know if they're going to become stars, Danny, so maybe this doesn't quite qualify. But I really liked what I saw out of both Gabe Jackson and Damian Lewis in those one-on-one drills yesterday. Mm-hmm. I felt both of them showed that the interior of the offensive line is pretty good. I think Lewis, if he can take another step forward, man, that's going to be so big against teams like L.A. And also, you know, he's getting a lot of opportunities in the year 1 to year 2 jump bump. You know how it goes. Freddie Swain, man.
Yes.
Freddie Swain is getting lots of reps. You can see just the way that other players are talking to him out there, too. Like, I constantly see Quandre Diggs going over to him and talking to him. So I feel like there's some defensive respect there, too. I might be reading too much into it, but I feel like there's some legit excitement around Freddie. And, Bump, you highlighted that on Monday with me.
Yeah, no, I think Freddie, even the way he carries himself now, he don't seem like a timid young fella out there. He's running with the ones. And, yes, once Eskridge gets back, he's going to bite into those reps. But now is Freddie's chance to be like, look, don't forget about me. I had 13 catches, 2 touchdowns last year. When you needed me, I was there for you. He has good run after the catch. He's good on special teams as well if you need him there. I think Freddie has an opportunity here. I'm glad you pointed him out, Paul.
What does Freddie do well? Like, what in his skill set gives him a chance to take that step forward?
One, he's fast. He's faster. I don't know what his 40 time was. I don't think it was very fast, but he's football fast. There are some guys who can run in a straight line on the 40 fast, but then there are guys who play the game fast. So that's one. Two, he can play any position. Last year, Pete Carroll said that. This year, I've seen him move around as well, so he's dependable. I remember, man, Knapp. Well, Knapp was here. Rest in peace. There was a bust, man. I jacked up a play. And from there, I'm like, dang, Knapp's never going to trust me again. And he gave me another opportunity to get this thing going. But when you are a later draft pick or you're an undrafted free agent, you cannot have any mental errors. And I never see Freddie Swain look like he's in the wrong spot, wrong time. So he plays fast, he's dependable, and then he catches the football. I haven't seen him drop any footballs this year either.
It's interesting because he fits that spot. They've had the ability, and if one thing they've done at wide receiver is get guys who aren't the biggest, aren't the fastest, but they're stronger than the guys that are faster than them. They're faster than the guys. It's kind of that David Moore where you're like, hey, what's David Moore's strength as a player? Well, he was great in jump ball situations, but he wasn't the biggest dude, and he wasn't the fastest dude out there, but he put himself in position to make plays. If there's one trait, seen the Seahawks miss, we know that when they draft a wide receiver in the 4th round, that usually doesn't lead to huge breakthrough successes. That hasn't always worked, but they have been able to hit with that type of guy where it just comes out and you're like, I can't tell you exactly what he's doing other than he's fast enough and he's strong enough, and man, he puts himself in position to take advantage of the opportunities he gets.
Take advantage. The number 3, number 4 receiver on the football team, you're probably going to get 20 targets in a year. And a lot of the times it's crucial because they're going to draw up plays where teams are sleeping on you. All right, they're keying in on Lockett. They're keying in on DK. Now we need you on this 3rd down. All week we've been gearing you up for this one play. Can you make that play? And once you start making those plays like David Moore started to make, then they start looking for you now. Like they started throwing screens to Demo all day. Like, okay, you can make some plays. Let's get you the rock. That's what Freddie has to do. Just catch the rock when it comes your way. Be where you're supposed to be and be on time.
Danny,
my pick for the
that.
guy that's going to take the greatest leap forward is Jamal Adams.
That's interesting. 9.5 sacks last year.
He did. He's great. He's been an all-pro. But listening to this from Ken Norton made me realize that we haven't gotten a full view of what Jamal Adams is going to be able to do in this defense through reasons that are not Jamal's fault at all. Here's Ken Norton.
He came into a new situation last year, didn't know a lot of the defenses, kind of learned it really fast. We've had an offseason with him now, and he's been able to learn all the coverages at a slow pace because he hasn't been out there. So you'll see more of a balanced guy. It's not just, not just a blitzer. You'll see a blitzer as well as a cover guy, as well as a guy that's able to play both sides. So he will certainly be more well-rounded.
He dropped some picks last year.
He did.
Didn't have any.
Had a busted hand, so maybe.
Correct. And then a jacked up shoulder.
Yeah.
Right? Like all these different things that he was dealing with. I think he's going to be a defensive player of the year candidate this year. I think he's going to be someone that takes that step forward from he's a good safety, but, and people will talk about the coverage and does he do enough downfield? He's a box safety. And I think that's going away. I think he's going to be one of the best defensive players in the league this year because I think you're going to see more production in his pass coverage because he's not just going to be used as a blitzer.